Toronto carrying individuals who may or may not be Kawhi Leonard. Brian, is this something, nothing, or everything? The entire country of Canada is gripped.
This is Gulfstream season, Rachel. Like last year, remember
LeBron's plane landing in LA and then taking off for vacation.
We believe that this is Kawhi's meeting with the Raptors, and that's all we can really say for sure. We don't know what it means. I will say that over the last decade, we've seen free agents do strange things with travel. LeBron flew to Miami and then signed with the Cavs. Dwight Howard flew to Los Angeles and signed with the Rockets. Carmelo Anthony went on a full tour everywhere and then stayed put in New York. This is, though, a pretty remarkable thing that he would fly 5 hours. And based on the time that he landed in Toronto, he would have left Los Angeles area around 5, 6 in the morning. So red eye, so it's a little bit of a surprising decision, but pretty interesting that he would do that.
Molly, in your day, you were Gulfstreaming it up, right? Back and forth as you saw people bidding on your services?
Yeah, it started with a G. It was a Greyhound bus. Yeah, I would say, if anything, my inclination, it's a little positive twist towards Toronto, right? Why would he do that? But again, it's Kawhi Leonard, so you really never know.
Yes, and he will get double miles for flying in the season.
Do you get miles from
No.
the private plane? I don't think you do.
No. You are not a medallion
The Raptors
status.
will reward him.
Exactly.
I will say it's interesting that Kawhi did sign an endorsement deal with a Ontario-based charter jet company recently. So he's in the jet. He's in the jet business. In Toronto.
There you go. Welcome to The Jump, or as we like to call it, everything you ever wanted to know about Kawhi Leonard. I'm Rachel Nichols, alongside ESPN senior writer Brian Windhorst, ESPN writer Kevin Arnovitz, and Hall of Famer Chris Mullin back with us. You're doing another double. I'm very excited about that, so you're going to see a lot of Mully today. Coming up, we're going to talk about weather with KD now in Brooklyn and Klay Thompson out for 5 to 7 months. Are we going to see a return of MVP Steph in the Bay? First, though, as we enter day 4 in free agency, the NBA is at somewhat of a standstill waiting on Kawhi. Have you picked up your phone more than 10 times in the last 30 seconds? Yeah, you might have a problem, but then again, so do the rest of us as we wait for that inevitable tweet to come. We do have some smaller deals to tell you about, though. Markieff Morris is signing a 2-year deal with the Pistons, a league source tells ESPN. Woj reporting that the Grizzlies are trading Chandler Parsons and his $25 million expiring contract to the Hawks for Solomon Hill and Miles Plumlee. Woj also reporting that the Pelicans are bringing back Darius Miller for 2 years and more than $14 million to stay with a budding program in New Orleans. That's the news that we're getting as we wait on Kawhi Leonard to decide between the Lakers, Clippers, and Raptors. Although both the Lakers and Clippers are at least getting some other business done. The Lakers grabbed former Nets forward Jared Dudley for the veterans minimum. That does not impact their cap in chasing Kawhi. I feel like I have to put that sentence after every move here. The Clippers made a deal of their own with former
Does it impact their cap chasing Kawhi?
Rodney Magruder, who we grabbed off waivers right before the end of last season for 3 years, $15 million. Brian, funny you should ask. Does not impact their cap chasing Kawhi. I also want to report to everybody out there that while that video was playing, Brian picked up his phone to check for Kawhi news. I'm telling you, everybody's doing it. The Raptors are waiting on both Kawhi and Danny Green, who is waiting on
But there won't be an air siren?
Himself. It kind of feels like that at most times. In fact, it feels like we're living in, oh yes, the Kawhi Light Zone. It is a dimension as vast as space, as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between what it does and
Championship team, and if Kawhi doesn't come, I don't see how they're going to do it in the next year. So I think the Clippers probably have the most to lose. I mean, they're not going to be in, terrible position, but they obviously would be the ones. They've been the ones planning the longest. They were planning on tracking Kawhi before he even got traded to Toronto.
Right.
So they maybe have the most invested in this.
I mean, I think for the near-term future, and Toronto has the most to lose in this respect. The Lakers are the Lakers, right? They're the preeminent brand in sports, even with all their difficulties. They've got 2 top 5 players, and life will go on in Los Angeles. The Clippers have financial flexibility going forward. This will be very disappointing. They really prepared, as Brian said, but they have a very nice young core. They have the ability to be a contender for every major free agent for the foreseeable future. Their biggest salary comes off the book next season in Gallinari. Whereas Toronto, with the departure of Kawhi, yes, they have this banked title, and you cannot take that away from them. But now we look ahead. Pascal Siakam's a very nice piece. The majority of their team are guys well over 30. whose best years are behind them, and they won't have the capacity to plug that hole with Kawhi. So, I think they're still a playoff team, and they have fantastic management and coaching staff and health and all the rest of it. But we can, I think, kiss goodbye to the immediate contention of the Toronto Raptors.
Molly, do you think the reputation of Toronto among players no matter what Kawhi does, if he leaves or stays, has changed around the league? I remember when you were playing, right, or when the team got introduced and players didn't want to go there. It seemed weird. They didn't have the same TV. They didn't have the same money, right? The players felt cut off from their family. I feel like one of the things this run to the finals did was just to emphasize to everyone, even in small corners of small markets, Toronto is this beautiful, fantastic cosmopolitan city.
Yeah, I think this championship has put the Toronto Raptors and the city of Toronto on a different level. I think visiting players have always loved going to Toronto, but I think now it's a destination for people to go there and succeed and have a great career, have a great life. As far as the teams that I think miss out on the most, I think it's the Lakers. Yeah. I think if they add if Kawhi gets to the Lakers, they automatically become the favorites in the league, and then the Lakers
for years probably.
Yeah, for many years to come, and they just fill out I think they can recruit much higher level minimum roster type guys. Without him, now you're looking at trying to find some players who may be mid-level type salaries or above at minimum deals. So I think he puts the Lakers into the number one, the championship contending in the league. The other teams are pretty well set. They're obviously going to be different. It's going to be a big blow to their organization. But I think the Lakers, it just puts them into stratosphere.
And of course, as we see, I read a few deals at the top of this show. There are still guys who are getting put at different spots on the board, and those are just then not available, as Chris points out, if the Lakers have to go the other way. We will see after the break. You're going to want to stay with us because A, we will keep on Kawhi watch. B, the Hamptons 5 will be the Hamptons 2 at the beginning of next season in Golden State, but will one of those two be MVP Steph? First, though, here's a not-so-distant replay. This is back in 2017. The Celtics, a dazzling summer league rookie.